Hey everybody, it is time for Learning with a Little Tweet. It is Fun Friday. Friday, April 24th, we're working on day 18 lessons. This will be our reading and word work. Here's what you need. You need your About Trees book. It's 3 pages. It's a lot of words. Don't worry, I'll either read it to you or we'll watch a video where they read it to you, but you need it just to have in front of you. So your About Trees book, this paper that says day 18 at the top, and then this part will be blank. I just already did it. So the paper that says day 18, your cycle 19 word list right here, okay? Blank piece of paper and a pencil. All right, guys, go ahead and pause the video and get your materials. All right, everybody, I decided that we're going to actually listen to her read the book because I want you all to be able to see the pictures in color. It's really hard to see the pictures in our little books. But it's a really long book and a really long video, so I skipped the part where we talk about the learning target. Our learning target is I can use a text to describe details about things trees do for us. So while we're reading this book, that's what you're going to be thinking about. What are some things that trees do for us?
About Trees, written by Sherry Sterling. Before we read, let's preview the table of contents. First, the book will start out with an introduction. Then, we will read about leaves, branches, trunk, roots, sap, seeds, growing, and then the book will end with a conclusion and the glossary and index. Introduction. Trees are the tallest living plants. Redwood trees can grow as tall as a 30-story building. Giant sequoias can weigh as much as 3,000 large pickup trucks, making them one of the heaviest living things. Trees also live a long time. Many trees alive today were full-grown long before the United States became a country. But these massive trees share something with all plants. They make their own food. People look tiny when standing next to giant sequoias. Leaves. Imagine being able to make your own food without cooking or even going to a restaurant. Leaves make food for trees by changing energy from sunlight into food. This important work is done by chlorophyll, the green coloring in leaves. Leaves come in all shapes and sizes. Most deciduous trees have wide, thin leaves, while most conifers have needle-like leaves. Conifers keep their needles through all seasons. Only the oldest needles fall to the ground. Deciduous trees lose their leaves every fall. Here is some deciduous tree leaves and the tree, and conifer needles and a conifer tree. In the fall, the leaves of deciduous trees show their true colors. These true colors are yellows, oranges, and browns, which hide under green chlorophyll all spring and summer. We see these colors in the fall after leaves stop making chlorophyll. Yellow and brown leaves fall from this deciduous tree. Branches. Branches are the arms that hold up a tree's leaves. Branches spread leaves out to get as much sunlight as they can. The leaves give shade to other living things on sunny days. Branches start out as twigs, then they grow thicker each year. As a tree grows, its bark cracks open so the branches and trunk can expand. New bark is always growing under the old, ready to protect the tree. If new bark gets stripped away, a tree can die. This photograph of a tree has labels: branch, trunk, twigs, leaves, and roots. Trunk. Tubes in the tree's trunk carries water from the roots up to the leaves. They also carry sap, or food, down from the leaves to the roots. These tubes are like highways, carrying traffic back and forth. They are close to the outside of the tree, just under the bark. Layers of bark protect trees. That's shown in this photograph. A tree doesn't need the middle of its trunk to live. The middle is made of rings of old growth, not active highways. That's why a tree can keep growing even if the middle is hollowed out after a lightning strike. All it needs is enough bark to protect its highways. And here is a tree trunk cut and shown to you sideways. So here is the active highways, the old growth in the middle, and the bark on the outside. And here is a diagram showing how the water flows up the tree from the roots and sap comes down the trees. Roots. Trees need soil to keep growing. Roots are part of the highways. They soak up water and nutrients from the soil. Roots also keep the soil in place when it rains. Without the roots of trees and plants, soil washes away. Trees are stuck in the soil because their roots reach deep into the ground. It's a good thing they can make their own food since they can't move to get it. And now this caption tells us this picture has tree roots that reach deep into the ground. Sap. Leaves use water plus sunlight and air to make food for the tree. This food is in the form of liquid sugars. Sometimes people eat some kinds of tree sugars for food. You've probably had tree sugar for breakfast, pouring it over your pancakes or waffles. Have you guessed what tree sugar this is? It's maple syrup, and it comes from the food or sap of a sugar maple tree. A bucket collects sap from a tap in a maple tree in this photograph. And then here, pancakes swim in maple syrup. Seeds. Deciduous trees grow flowers which make seeds that are inside fruits or nuts. Conifers make cones instead of flowers. The cones do the same job for conifers that flowers do on other trees. They make seeds to grow more trees. Each seed holds its own supply of food to keep it alive until it's ready to sprout. Here are some pine nuts and a pine cone, an acorn, apple blossoms, and an apple fruit with apple seeds. Growing. How does a tall tree grow from a small seed? The seed soaks up water until it can send out a root. With more water, leaves inside the seed case grow until they push up and out. Once this has happened, we say the seed has sprouted. Now the sprout can make its own food and no longer needs the seed's store of energy. The seed leaves will make food for the new sprout. This shows how a sprout grows from a seed. Here's the seed case, the roots, and the seed leaves. Conclusion. While trees look like they aren't doing much, they are working. They make their own food by changing sunlight and air into sugars. This helps keep the air clean, too. Trees are home and food for birds and other animals. Look to see which animals make homes in trees near your home. Some animals, including humans, eat sap, fruit, and seeds from trees. Others eat bark and leaves. This picture shows holes in trees make safe homes for many owls. Trees do many things. Tree leaves shade us on sunny days. They also shade new sprouts from the heat of the sun so they won't burn. Tree roots hold the soil in place that trees and other plants need to grow. From saplings to mighty giants, trees stand tall.
All right, everybody, I hope you learned a lot. Now you're going to work on your paper that says day 18 at the top. I already went ahead and drew my picture, but let me read the directions for you. Using your Exploring Trees journal, sketch a tree part and label it. So our book that we just listened to had a lot of information about tree parts. One of the parts I remember reading about is the roots, We also talked about the tree trunk, the bark, the leaves, the sap, the seeds, all sorts of parts. So if you need to look back in your About Trees booklet, you can do that. But I went ahead and drew a picture of the roots underneath the ground. And then I labeled it with the word roots. Now, if you would like to draw the roots, you may, but if you wanted to draw about a different part of the tree, like I said, you could use your About Trees book to help you with some ideas. So why don't you go ahead and pause the video and work on drawing and labeling part of a tree. Okay, friends, it's time for us to do word work now, and I'm going to have to do this a little bit speedy, guys, because I'm running out of time for my video. What you're going to need is just a blank piece of paper and a pencil, and I'm going to read you a word from the Cycle 19 word list. If you have that word list in front of you, go ahead and flip it over so that you're not seeing how to spell the words from there. I really want you to think about the sounds. Chop up the word if you need to, and then write your best guess for how to spell that word on your paper. And you can just kind of write them down in a row. All right, you ready, guys? And I'm actually not even going to show you the correct spelling, okay? Here we go. Your first word is yes. Go ahead and write the word yes on your paper. I'll do the first one for you, okay? All right, here we go. Yes. S, yes. And then the next one, I would just write underneath, 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 and keep going. You could even do another row. Okay, guys, your next word is the word pen. P-N, pen. Go ahead and write that down. Okay, your next word is pot. P-ot. Go ahead and write that down. Pot. Your next word is shop. Shop. Write that down. Shop. Next word is path. 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 Go ahead and write that down. Your next word is lip. 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 Write that down. Next word is tan. 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 Go ahead and write that. Your next word is bath. 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 Do you guys need a bath? Do you need a bath? Little bunny? Little tweet? Little Ruffy? Stella Luna? Anybody need a bath? No? All right, write down the word bath, guys. Okay, your next word is lap. L-ap. Lap. Write that down. Your next word is ham. Am. Ham. Write that down. Your next word is fish. F-ish. Fish. Go ahead and write it. Your next word is tub. T-ub. Tub. Next word is hush. H-uh-sh. Hush. Write that down. Okay, just a couple more words, guys. Next word is lead. L-ed. Lead. Write it. Okay, and your last word is wet. W-et. Wet. Go ahead and write that down. All right, guys, I hope I didn't go too fast for you. I really just have to get all those words in before I run out of space on my video. You can check your word list right here for the spelling and fix any you need to fix. Good job with reading.